Okay, and then I think another thing I didn't mention was like, if I'm fighting these guys, if I use this, then I'm holding down shift. Like you can see that bar go down. That allows me to like stay up in the air the whole time. I can also like tap it. I don't know if that uses less. I'd imagine that uses less of the bar. The shift bar there. Ooh. Alright, let me get distracted. Okay. Alright, let's get back to it. So let's check it out, loss. Let's check it out, loss. This will be Bucky and Mag. I don't love what I'm seeing. I think we're lagging. I'm not sure about your situation, but yeah, we definitely want to be in the best region ping-wise, if we can. That was nice. So you're basically pressuring them a lot and you're able to, and then you took damage and you immediately escaped, used the tool for more sustain and found your way back, and you're expecting to meet back up with your healers. That's cool. So it worked out. Tried to save her. Okay, so now we're really pressed up on them, so I wouldn't be surprised if we die right now. I guess it's good to do to push, but this guy can do a lot of damage, and they can try to kind of work to trap you or something like that. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, so let's think about what we could have done instead. Okay, so we're working with this. Our team has just banded back together. So right now we're kind of pushing them, but like we're Magneto, so we have the benefit of, I think our shot goes 20 meters or 25 meters or something like that. So I would say scoot over here, and then we can sort of put pressure on them, and that's gonna back them up, and then, or we can even try to realize it if we're gonna kind of be close to the spot. And instead of pushing up more, maybe I'll put my shield out to try to prevent him from getting heals, putting him in a crisis situation. You know, these are some things we can do instead of pushing forward. So yeah, by here, it's like I feel like as Mag, I'm already in too much of a crisis situation. Yeah, so unfortunately she's dealing with this at the same time. Otherwise we might have survived. But she did get that kill though. Very speedily. So yeah, overall it's a pretty inconvenient start. Because, like, they don't have to back off the point right here. They have, like, their whole team, right? Except this person. So, I mean, maybe they had to kind of back off. But once we lost that person and we don't have another tank, you know, they don't really need to. So, let's see what happens. Okay, now we're using the ultimates. Yeah, of course. So, yeah, it's like they still have it. So, I'm just kind of pointing out, like, when it comes to wins and losses, like, this whole situation kind of sucks for your team. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of sucks for your team because, you know, they have the point. And then when we go to challenge it, it's like we're just kind of like spending this time challenging them, but we're not going to be able to actually take the point. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I think that pretty much sums up what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go back and look at it so I can think about what I'm thinking about. So even though it's good pressure and stuff like that, it's like we're not actually going to be able to take the point. Because if we tried to, I mean, now that you're back, we can. So it's like just barely almost. Then it would have been like, if let's say there's no healing ultimates, then it would have been like a team fight after that. And then whoever wins that gets the point. And they would have already had like 50%. I assume this person made a mistake earlier for how they died or something. But yeah, we can potentially review that and think about, you know, what do we want to do. I'm honestly not really used to being mag. That's kind of where I'm coming from. Okay, so let's go ahead and review this. When we come in here, what are we trying to do? So let's go ahead and consider that from somebody else's perspective as well. You backed all the way up, so I wonder why they didn't back all the way up, right? So they're using the healing ultimate, and then it just disappeared. And they want to do that, but they're being totally overrun by enemies. So so I think that we have basically a difference in team tactics here. Like you want to kind of back up because you're sensing like it's dangerous or whatever. And if your whole team backed up with you, then you'd kind of have like a position that you could fight from and then try to take the point, right? But these people are more thinking it's now or never. Let's take the point. And so if you guys were also here doing this as well, then potentially this could have gone in your favor or you die or whatever. And then we also have a hard commit healer over here, which also kind of points us towards being a part of this instead. So it's just kind of one of those things. It would have been hard to like exactly pick up on this right away, but what I can say is that you didn't need to back up all the way back here because at first there was healing ultimates and stuff. So you're not really in like grave danger right off the bat, and you did get blinded though. So the blind makes you can't see, and you're more vulnerable. So like you can back up a bit to stay safe, but you don't need to all the way back up. That's kind of what I was picking up, because now you're all the way back here, and then you keep backing up as well. But it's like at this point you're already kind of too far back. I'd say it makes more sense to be like right here if you're even gonna be, you know what I mean? Like maybe you back up a little bit too much from the blind, and then you get right back into it, and then you're ready to back up again as we go forward here. And then being mag, you know, well I guess you don't have it, but you know it's not like this was decided by you. You know, it's like different members of the team are doing different stuff. Really nice focus there on that one. So you kind of got attracted into that kill. You wanted to get that kill, is kind of what I'm picking up on. But like this is bad movement here because you're mag and you're getting surrounded by the team. Like it's okay to die since the team fight is over anyway. But yeah, so like that's kind of why that happened, right? So yeah, at this point it's tough because we're basically like losing the game. You know what I mean? But we can either go forward and kill ourselves, which we pretty much want to avoid. So basically we're just leaving now because we've already lost healer with a tank, and this healer's way over here. So we have like no chance of taking the point. They have their entire team. Nobody even died. So we basically immediately leave. And then we'll just keep leaving too. Because if they dive us, they can kill us because we don't have any healer. So technically, that's why it's an option to just go ahead and die on point. But, you know, since it's this early and they're all distracted, we can pretty much immediately try to leave. And then we don't want to just like wait right here because then they can just collapse on us and kill us as well. Then we want to leave more fully and join back up with the team and see what the team is doing. So, but we can watch how this kind of happened right here because this is really important to play in the game. Okay, so this kind of putting some pressure. Looks fine, looks fine. So we get good damage on her. Oh, it looks good. That's one shot. Went for the shot. Okay, let's see how that. So it basically hit her. You know what I mean? It's very, very close because it does like splash damage, right? Oh yeah, it did get her. So she's that close, yeah. So on your screen, yeah, she went totally invisible, so you don't even know where she is. And really nice follow-up shot there. And then like that's it. That's all you can do because she's an evasive character. She's not gonna immediately come back to this spot and be vulnerable again, right? And she's got 2 healers right here. Most likely she's already received healing. So we're kind of, and we went really far, you know what I mean? And we're still going in. Like now we're just sacrificing ourselves. But it seems like we aren't trying to sacrifice ourselves because we use the bubble, right? And there we go. So basically what I'm suggesting is like, you know, when we almost have a good shot for the kill, that doesn't mean we like can't go for the kill. Sometimes people get away, sometimes people survive. Very close one there. Yeah, at this point it's over. So where are we? So we've joined up with the fight, so we can technically get there on point. But yeah, I'd be looking for a strange portal. Once this hits like 80%, then it's gonna be, you know, there's a lot of ways that this team has a huge advantage, right? Because there's a lot of things that they can do to try to stall this team. So even getting to the point is a problem. That's kind of why once it hits like 80%, it's pretty much like danger zone. Even though in a lot of games, this team will be able to get to the point. But that's just kind of how I think about it. So I would probably switch to the strange portal just to try to have the chance of salvaging this game on that last death, right? But that's not, a lot of people don't play that way. That's just how I play. So let's see what happens. So we got back in a tank position. We're pushing. Nice reaction. Save yourself from that. Yeah, now they're using all their ultimates and stuff. But people did get onto the point. Nice, nice. Almost got her. Again, we're attracted in there. Pretty much once she gets away, she gets away. Like we're a tank, it's the last second. We have to go to point, even though we can see everybody already died. So there's no, there's nothing to do. Yeah, we don't want to waste our ultimate as well. The game's already over. I mean, that's actually a decent attempt to stall there. But I think the timing is just not really working. But we do have this thing out too. So like if somebody else does a portal, potentially that could work. But once the game has gone that badly, you pretty much you want to win the next one, right? So you can keep your, so it's like it's more reasonable to try to win the next round rather than try to win this round. Sometimes it's worth it to go for it with your ultimate, but a lot of times you want to keep your ultimate. Even if you switch off of mag, you still keep 50%, which is very valuable. You're going to get your ultimate a lot quicker than if you start from 0.